Hello everyone, I'm Bagpipe,
And I am Sandman99.
and welcome to Hot Shots Golf 4.
Yes. And I just watched you in your warm-up hit 2 tee shots in a row out of bounds on the same hole,
Yep,
and then somehow managed to finish with just a double bogey.
that's because I went for eagle anyways. It just goes to show that you're better off to just try the same tee shot over and over again until you get it. Because if you don't, then if you try to lay up and play conservative, you're not going to be able to reduce the amount of pain that you feel.
Yeah.
And I mean, after I hit the tee shot for the third time, then I hit a 5-wood and put the ball 7 feet from the pin from like 220 yards away. And then I putted in my eagle for a double bogey.
So was this a confidence-building exercise or a morale-breaking exercise?
Probably a bit of both.
Yeah, well, anyway, I guess you're about as ready as you're ever going to be, right?
Yeah, I just kind of gave up after that on that. It's going to be one of those off days. But we're going to be doing Ratchet today, and the request was that I have to use somebody now who isn't T-Bone to play Ratchet. And I have an idea for that. I'm going to use Jack to play Ratchet.
Okay.
Let's see what you've got.
So let's see here. What course are we going to go on? Let's go on something that isn't... Oh, you know, we could play Bagpipe Classic. We haven't done that yet.
Nope, we haven't.
I forgot that we even unlocked that.
Yeah.
So we'll do that.
We just unlocked that last episode, actually.
Yeah. And I've been screwing around with Jack here with the Infinity Clubs that I bought last episode and the side spin balls, so let's see how that's going to work.
Make this quick. I've got a world to save.
Oh, look, we got Bertha. It's always a good time when you get Bertha. You know it's going to be a good round when you get Bertha. She's my good luck charm. Anyways, I really hate this course in this game. Because it's actually a fair bit harder than it is in Hot Shots Golf 3.
Really?
This fairway section's a bit narrower, for example, right? Like, there's some slight differences in the layout. And I think that mound is worse. So that's not as safe of an area to aim at as it used to be. Right? And also these trees are taller in the front too, I think. So, overall, I think this tee box might even just be further forward. Who knows? The point is the whole layouts change.
Wow, is that going to come back? It started off an awful long ways to the left.
I'm trying to keep it left. That's why I was aiming so far to the right.
I see. I don't remember seeing these, like, little outbuildings and things like that being in the way.
Yeah, it's because I think the tee box is actually closer in this version.
Yeah, but I don't remember, like, I played this course in Hot Shots Golf 3 a few times, and I don't remember seeing that little building that you just had to hit your ball over.
Yeah, there are some differences. Not previously present.
That is a brand new feature.
Mm-hmm.
But I see they still have par 5 length par 4s, right?
Yep.
Wow, that was a good shot.
Now, you can use that, because I'm always telling people I'd rather hit the ball straight up than have any kind of roll, and you can use the fairway slope to do that. He barely got around that. I wonder if he was even able to aim at the pin there. No, he wasn't.
No, his tee shot, he put himself behind those trees hit pretty badly, eh?
Yeah, he had to hit a smaller club to get over those trees. And he had to hit that smaller club perfectly. Chip in?
Oh,
Nope.
Almost.
Your putting makes me hungry.
He almost stole this one from you.
I need to go to the store. Is there eco in the next hole? Yeah. That's fine. I have unlimited lives.
I remember those games. They were actually kind of fun.
Yep. Actually, here's a difference here. As far as I'm aware, if you take a look over here, they've cleared out some of the trees over on this side.
Oh,
so it's easier to aim at the green in your second shot if you hit a 3-wood here. Not like super easy, especially with the wind blowing how it is, but easier, I suppose you could say. Of course, you can always still aim down over here and try to play over here, but they've got more obstacles here now, right? Because they planted some more trees up here.
Yeah, so it's a little bit harder to take the big risk and cheat, hey?
Yeah, basically. So if you're like a character who's strong in the rough, it's more difficult to just belt your ball out here.
Yeah.
Right? Probably your best bet it would be to belt your ball out into this clear area, but then you've still got like a 171-yard shot coming out of the rough. Makes it a bit harder. Right? So I'm just going to hit a 3-wood here. Which it's easier to hit the 3-wood now because they cleared out some of the trees on this side. So you've got a bit more room.
Well, it dropped where you planned it to.
Yep.
So what's Ratchet going to do, I wonder? He's aiming right at the hill.
He's probably trying to hit it over the gap in the trees. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. Hitting it over the gap.
Wow. High risk shot or what?
I don't even know what's over there. There might be a bunker over there or something. I don't know.
Well, I think that the thing he just hit the ball over was enough of a hazard, really.
Yeah, well, he ended up more to the right there. You can see him over there. Right? Whereas I'm kind of about here.
Yeah.
I'll try to play this shot.
Yeah, so long as you don't hit that little short tree that's right in the foreground there.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Actually, that's the better result, because the other result is to hit my ball in the water.
Uh-huh. Well, you still managed to hit it 200 yards, even though you hit it through that tree.
I'm not sure where that's going to end up. I'm not sure where he's aiming at with that.
I need a club upgrade.
Well, he's in the rough, too.
Yeah, it looks like he shanked it to the right and ended up around the creek. See, look at this. The approach mode is 59 to 100, and the full shot mode is 78 to 100.
Well, you better hit the full shot mode, then.
Yeah, you're better off hitting the full shot mode.
Praise the Lord.
There we go.
Another good shot.
Show off.
It's just easier to hit the full shot mode. He could do that here too, but he won't. Look at that. Barely got up the hill.
Yeah, he barely got up the hill.
What's next? Put it in the oven.
Well, he's got a long putt for that. And it was a good effort, but not quite good enough.
Your putting makes me hungry.
This isn't exactly a gimme either, eh?
It's not that bad.
I just know. Do I look like a Sunday golfer to you? I must be in an alternate dimension.
See, this versus mode is taking longer just because the holes are so much longer.
Yeah.
You're too cute.
Well, that's going to go dead straight. Which I guess is okay.
Well, you made it over those trees anyway.
It would have been okay even if I'd have clipped him on the way down. I think my ball still would have ended up in the fairway.
Yeah. Well, he's playing well around them.
Yeah, he's playing to the far fairway there,
What's next?
which slopes towards the creek. I don't even play near there because I don't like to bring the creek into play at all.
Nice shot.
So instead I hit my ball over the out of bounds area.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a pretty good shot.
Buy me a big car, right?
He's trying not to get skunked, eh?
I guess so. Well, he's not going to. Not unless he blows that short putt, which I don't think he will. Well, I kind of screwed that up.
Unstoppable.
Yeah, well, that was still a pretty good shot.
Show off. Put it in the oven. Nice and soft, baby. I just love birdies. Do I look like a Sunday golfer to you?
Well, it's pretty easy when your putt is that short, though.
Your putting makes me hungry. I just love birdies. Anybody want an autograph? It's in my contract. I'm supposed to win.
Yeah, they haven't made a Ratchet and Clank game for a long time now, but
I actually don't know.
they made quite a few of those though, 4 or 5 of them, right?
Oh, I don't even know how many they made. I played quite a few of them, but I definitely didn't play all of them.
Actually, oddly enough, my wife really liked those games.
Oh yeah.
She played them a lot. That and Crash Bandicoot.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, she always liked those sort of platformy type games, right?
Yep.
Nice shot. What's next?
I think mine was a little better than his.
Gallon of milk.
Yep.
Your putting makes me
Yeah,
hungry.
he's got a pretty long putt there.
Nice and soft, baby.
With a pretty long curve, too. He missed. You can tell by the camera angle.
Yep. Wow. He
Don't be scared,
overshot that
sugar.
by a bit, too.
Sunny side up.
Just slam it in.
I just love birdies.
Well, mine was a lot easier than his was, too.
Yeah.
Because I mostly went with the curve of the green there, so it was almost
Somebody
straight.
get me my weapons.
It was very uphill, but it was just almost straight. Remember this hole?
Yep.
Did you love this hole?
I don't know why this course in general was very difficult. Yeah, I can't really remember too much of the Ratchet and Clank games anymore. I know it was a kind of a combination. You had to collect things and do a little bit of the platform thing, but then you also could shoot stuff
Yep.
or hit stuff like that. Like in one of the Ratchet's animations here, it showed sort of like that axe that he
Yeah,
had.
the wrench combo thing.
Yeah.
Nice shot.
Yeah, for the Omni wrench.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what it was called. I don't know, I didn't play those games a lot because I always found platform-style games frustrating.
You don't like falling down pits, do you?
No, I don't like falling down pits or getting squashed by things or, you know, all the
Yeah.
other things.
All the
that-
other terrible, wonderful
Yeah.
things that happen with a platformer. I think that bunker is a new feature, that bunker with the tree.
Yeah, the tree was there before. Now it's in the middle of a sand trap, right?
Oh god.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna hit that tree. Oh, maybe not.
Maybe not. I can't believe that you put that on the green after hitting it like that.
Oh, that was one of the hidden special shots that you can hit.
Did you do that on purpose, though?
No, I
Yeah.
didn't. No, I just badly missed the impact zone for no fucking reason. I guess
he almost put it in bunker.
too much of the lip slapping and not enough of the golf playing.
Yeah. Yeah, boy, bunkers in this course are bad too, right?
They can be if you hit the walls at all.
Yeah, because they're if you get tight right up to one of those walls, you're screwed. You basically
have to take a drop.
You might as well declare it unplayable. Yeah.
No, I missed.
Oh, had a chance to put them away.
A little right, sugar.
Well, it was a complex multi-break, so I don't feel too bad about it.
I paused just fine. Close enough. Yeah.
Yeah, bolts. Those are the things that you had to collect with that guy, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right on target. I'll put you in my next game.
Don't know this character at all, though. I don't think I ever played that one.
I played the original, and I played Jack 2, but I never beat Jack 2. I beat the original. But, yeah, I don't know. The first game and the second game, too, were quite different games. Different styles, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
I just overhit this badly. Very badly.
I don't know if I remember right, about the time when the Ratchet and Clank games were popular was when I was playing Siphon Filter, actually.
Oh, yeah.
That was the game that I liked a lot at the time.
Yeah, they made a whole bunch of PS1 game Siphon Filters, and then they made, like, a PS2 game Siphon Filter.
Yeah. Oh, he just put his ball in the bunker. He's screwed now. You had to play away from the green in order to get out, eh?
Yep.
Yeah, well, I want to say the first 3 Siphon Filters were pretty good. And then they had one where they introduced the, like, super complicated controls.
Yeah, basically they introduced the analog stick controls, and you could make your own guy, I guess, instead of playing as Gabe. But, and I mean, the game was okay once you, like, if you're a really hardcore Siphon Filter fan, then it was okay, but it wasn't as good as the first 3.
I don't know. I was a Siphon Filter fan. Like, I bought the first 3. And actually, the first one I played was the second game.
Yeah.
And the second game was good enough that I actually got the first one. And then I got the third one, which I think was like a flashback kind of a thing or something.
Yeah, for a lot of it, and then it had some levels in the present day.
Yeah. Because it introduced a couple of new characters too, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't the same without Gabe though, right? Like, I mean, you could play other characters, like they had other playable characters in some of the games.
In number 2, yeah, and in number 3.
But
number 4 though was just your custom character.
Yeah, but I didn't like number 4 because I could not master the controls.
Yep.
Because again, like the first 3, they had you know, like press a direction you wanted to go, your character would turn and run in that direction. Whereas with the last game they released, or the 4th one anyway, you had to actually turn in the direction first and then move, right?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of got used to it in the end. It was okay, but again, even like the gunplay felt different too, because they didn't like, one of the things they introduced was recoil in manual aim mode, right? Whereas when you were playing as Gabe, you didn't have recoil in manual aim mode. If you just like leveled the fucking M16 at head level and went full auto across the room, you'd shoot every enemy in the head at that level, right? Without recoil. Whereas you were practically useless with a full auto weapon in manual aim mode in Siphon Filter 4 because of the recoil. So
that being said, though, the original, like the first 3 Siphon Filter games were plenty challenging.
Yeah,
I love the Club 54.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
Really good action sequence in that one, right?
That's probably one of the best action sequences in the whole game. People still make little short clips of YouTube and put it up on that of them doing that.
Really?
And they're popular.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was like the most memorable section of the game for me ever.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll have to do that someday. We'll have to do some Siphon Filter for the channel.
Yeah, maybe we will. We've got such a lineup of things to do, though, that I don't see how we're going to find the time.
Well, I suppose we'll just have to get used to it. We'll have to figure it out. In the meantime, I think I'm going to work on T-Bone some more here. Maybe I'll go...
You got half a heart of loyalty now.
I do. I have half a heart of loyalty. And I mean, I was thinking about it the other day because, like, you know, if you wanted to use T-Bone like this, you could. But if you were going to use T-Bone like that, you might be better off using Falcon with, like, a big air infinity type of thing.
Yeah.
Because once you get the S-Class infinity clubs, his shot trajectory will change to high here, and he'll have better control than T-Bone will. But for T-Bone, you really just want to hit the ball 281, and you want to have your S-Class spin and your OK control.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I guess we could use Jack for this, and, you know, but he is bad at curving the ball. So you've got to keep that in mind. So, I don't know. Right, because that's why I was using the side spin ball with him, was to get around his weakness to curve, but then if you want to have the power, then you got to use the big air clubs, and your control goes to C, which kind of nullifies that. Right? Basically, if you want to use Jack to his fullest potential, you have to accept the fact that he can't really curve the ball, and then you can easily max out his distance. Right? It's just one of those kinds of things. Or we could take a look at Ratchet here, who could hit the ball high with the turbo spin clubs, which is kind of interesting. And he'd have good power with that. And he doesn't have any weaknesses, right? So, I guess I should choose somebody just so that I don't sit here and mull over things all day long.
Well, get your...
Oh, we've got Bertha again.
Yeah.
I've gotten Bertha 3 times in 3 different costumes on random today.
Yeah, well, you've only got, what, 4 caddies or something, though? So,
No, I've got like 6 now.
Have you got them all opened up, though?
Not even close. Yeah, and I mean, I guess in Siphon Filter 4 you could argue that the recoil in manual aim mode is more realistic, and yeah, it absolutely is.
They should have kept the movement the same as the previous games, though.
Yeah.
Because basically what that did was it put that game out of reach for players like me, who are not that terribly well coordinated for that, doing that kind of thing.
I think a big part of the thing, too, is, like, you know how we're always going on about the precision versus accuracy thing?
Yeah.
In terms of analog stick controls versus joystick controls? It's a precision versus accuracy thing, right? You get a lot of precision of movement in Siphon Filter 4, like, in terms of, like, range of how fast or slow you can move, but you really don't need that when people are shooting at you. You need to go in a direction perfectly to avoid getting shot, is what you need. And then there were some cheesy things, too, in that game, like enemies could get aim rates where they could be so good at aiming, they can shoot you through a wall.
Yeah.
So that was also pretty cheesy. There was a couple, like there was a boss in the Japan levels called Ryuzaki, and he's a guy who has a fucking minigun. And you're trying to kill him, and he has this minigun, right? And he can start up that minigun, and you can peek out, you can shoot him once and get behind the wall, and then you'll still take damage, because he'll just shoot you through the wall.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't really seem to matter positionally where you are. What seems to actually matter is the amount of targeting rating, or your amount of danger rating, because that's how they measure the enemy targeting rating.
Yeah, I remember the danger meter.
Yeah, that seems to be how they decide whether or not you're going to get shot, not what your position is, whereas in the original games, it was completely and totally dependent on what your position was.
Well, that does kind of make sense.
Yeah.
Because they did have 1 or 2 guns that could shoot through walls, I think. But most of them you couldn't, right?
That's right. I didn't play the wind enough here.
But I have to say, I only lasted a couple of hours on Siphon Filter 4. Like, I basically tried playing it had enough of a struggle just being able to maneuver my character around.
Yeah.
And so then that was enough, right?
Well, I tried there.
You tried.
But yeah, like, yeah, you can get used to it, but, like, again, like, it just... Basically, what you end up doing a lot of the time in those games, what you ended up doing a lot of times anyways, is crouching, using the auto-aim targeting thing, and then crouch firing. Except, also, in Siphon Filter 4, some of the enemies, they get such good auto-aim that their auto-aim is, like, 5 times better than yours. So... You might as well not even auto-aim at them, you might as well just try to manual headshot everyone. And if you're going to manual headshot everyone, you might as well not use a full auto weapon. Or you might as well not fire it full auto. Because you won't be able to control it and hit what you're aiming at.
Oh well. Anyway, I guess if they wanted to have the type of movement that they did, they should have gone the way that... like games like Skyrim or the Fallout games and things did, where you could use 2 analog sticks.
Well, not only that, but the game also...
But trying to turn in a direction and then move forward or backward with the same stick was just too difficult, right?
Yeah. Even though that's technically how it worked with the D-pad, the thing about the D-pad is like, it doesn't operate the same, right? It doesn't feel the same at all.
No, well, with the D-pad, though, basically, if I pressed left, the guy would turn and run left, right?
Run, baby, run.
Oh.
You know, like I didn't have to turn left first and then run, you know?
Just stay focused.
But I find it easier with the more modern games that use both analog sticks, because I did not, for some reason, I did not find it difficult to learn to turn the camera with my right analog stick and then, you know, directional move with the left one and work those 2 things together, right?
Yeah.
But trying to do all of those things combined on a single analog stick, it just didn't work for me.
Yeah, it worked far better on a D-pad.
That was the same thing with another game called Parasite Eve. Actually, there was only 2 of them as far as I know. And the first one was a really good game. I played it a lot.
Yeah, it was very much an RPG type of game.
Yeah, it was a turn-based RPG. But the second one, the sequel, introduced that same type of control scheme for movement.
It was more of an action game, almost kind of like Dino Crisis or something.
Yeah, but they also introduced that single analog stick movement scheme, which, you know, again, I just found it to be too difficult. Again, I only lasted a few hours with that game before I just threw my hands up in disgust and gave it up, right?
Yeah, well, the thing about the Parasite Eve games is the second game was so much different from the first game, right?
Yeah. Well, you know,
that's a flaw I think a lot of developers make, is they make a game, and if people like it, then they should make a game just like the first game, just with improvements, but they tend to, like, every now and then you run into these developers that just completely and totally reinvent a series after.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I don't think that's helpful or productive for the players.
Yeah, well, you know what, that's what the people who developed the original Tomb Raider games did. They had a model that worked, and they produced something like 4 consecutive games that were basically, they played exactly the same. The controls worked the same and everything, right?
Yeah.
And then they just added features. They added, you know, the ability to sprint, or the ability to you know, like swing across a rope, or, you know, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
I think they even added swimming into one of them too, right? If I remember right.
Swinging, you mean?
No, swimming.
No, they had swimming since number 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But they added, like, swinging from ropes, I think, in number 4. And then then they released number 5, which ended up being a huge flop on the PS2.
Yeah,
that was Angel of Darkness.
Yeah, I have that. I played it a little bit, but again, I didn't have, I did not play it very long, like only a few hours.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it at all, so I just didn't play it.
Yeah. They did release... Ooh, I just pulled that off to the left. That's going to be into the Edda Mountains, or the water hazard. Oh, maybe not.
They reimagined the game and rebuilt it, right?
Yeah, well, a lot of companies were trying to get more dynamic analog controls at that time, and to be honest with you, even though old games had very rigid controls, because you could only do 100% left, right, up, down, or some combination of that, they were very responsive controls, because you got like perfect left, perfect right, perfect up, perfect down. There was no error in angles, because you didn't have the precision that an analog stick gives you.
Well, anyway, they did eventually, after Angel of Darkness, they did do an overhaul of the game series, and I think it even changed publishers, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they got into financial difficulties.
And I actually played some of those games, and I actually have a couple of them, too. And they're not bad. They don't play a whole big bunch like the original games did, but they're still similar enough that it felt like the similar experience, right?
Yeah, yeah. How did you find, did you ever play the newest one that they made?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, I don't even know what it's called, but I know that what it looks like. I know it's out there. There was a new one.
I don't think it is. I did. I don't think I got it, because I think the newest one has only been out for, like, what, less than 5 years?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Pretty sure it was just a few years ago that one came out. It came out around the time that the more recent movie came out, right?
Isn't it amazing how 5 years used to be such a short amount of time in gaming? Like, you could buy a game that was 5 years old and then play it and people would still know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But then nowadays you buy a game and it's like 5 years old and people are like, that's so old. How can you play that?
I'm thinking, though, that those more recent Tomb Raider games were not the mega hits that the first 4 were, right?
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, it's hard to say, too, because the thing is, games sell more copies these days because there are more people who play video games these days, too.
Yeah.
So that's not really comparable, right? Like, I guess if you were to make a fair comparison as to how successful games are, you would have to keep in mind how many people played video games at any given point in history. Oh, I hit this too soft. I just missed.
Oh, you made it.
Went in anyways.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a break on a short putt.
Yeah.
But, yeah, because think about it, too, it used to be a time when game consoles, like, the PS2 didn't stop having games made for it till, what, 2015 or something? Something dumb like that? Like, PS2 games were being made for a long-ass time.
Well, the PS2 was a very good console.
Very popular console.
Yeah, but it was good, too. There's a lot of good games for it.
Yeah, so that was from, I can't remember if the PS2 came out in 1999 or 2000. But, they made games for it for years and years and years. Basically. Yeah,
now they're trying to crank out a new generation...
every couple years.
Every 2 or 3 years, yeah.
And I mean, to be fair, the PS2 generation was a very long generation in comparison to gaming history. But I mean, like, I don't really feel like a PS4 and a PS5 are all that different. I don't think that a PS3 and a PS4 are all that different, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay, maybe a game like Cyberpunk looks a bit better than a game like Skyrim, but does it really matter at this point?
Does it really look better? Either. Like, it just maybe looks different, right? I mean, it's tough to compare those two because they're such considerably different settings, right?
I think I just overhit this off the back.
Whoa! Oh.
Well, it took a hell of a good shot to even get this close.
Well, you still could chip this one in, maybe.
Maybe. Not like that, though.
Oh. No, not even close.
Your putt makes me hungry.
That was a terrible chip.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess after a certain point, graphical fidelity just stopped mattering for me. As long as you can tell what's going on, I would rather have the feel of the game be right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care what the game looks like. As long as it's fun. I mean, there's a lot of independent developers and small indie studios now that make games. And those games, a lot of them end up being crazy popular because people like the way they play. Right? It was, I would say, basically around 2008, 2009, the entire gaming industry got into this slump where all they cared about was graphics, graphics, graphics.
Yeah.
And, you know, that was a huge turnoff for me. It was a massive frustration for me for years and years and years. Because good graphics don't make a good game. You can have an absolutely beautiful looking game that plays like shit.
Yeah, like Madden.
Yeah, like Madden. Oh, I'm gonna catch that back hill and roll down. Okay, I didn't catch it that much, but I caught it a little bit.
Well, you couldn't quite make it there.
Oh well. But yeah, like, for example, and I mean, like, you know, if you were to compare Hot Shots Golf 3 to this game, I mean, obviously this game is a better looking game, but they didn't make just, like, visual improvements. They made gameplay improvements for this game, right?
Yeah, but it still feels the same when you're playing it.
And it still feels the same when you're playing it, too, yeah.
Yeah. And it feels the same as Hot Shots Golf 2 did, and it feels pretty much the same. It feels pretty much the same as Hot Shots Golf 1 did too. Even though 1 looks considerably different than 2 and onward, right?
Well, I would say Hot Shots Golf 2 and 3 play the most similar.
Yeah.
I would say Hot Shots Golf 1 plays most like a series of games called Mario Golf. Fuck, I ended up behind this tree anyways. How bad is that bunker?
Looks pretty shallow.
Yeah, that back wall is pretty fucking nasty, though.
So you're gonna play it into the bunker, are you?
I'm thinking about it.
I'll cook you sausages.
Well, you're at least facing the shallow part, so it won't be terrible to get it out there. Oh, look at that! Good strategy, playing into the bunker so that you could get the chip in birdie.
Well, the only other option was to play it sideways, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't really like the way that would have looked, and I figured if I'd had a good chip, at least I could save par. Sometimes you just need to play holes aggressively like that, right? Okay, well, see that pin position? This is a higher plateau than this is, I think. However, my ball will be sitting flat here, whereas my ball will be tilting upwards here. But this is a wider area to hit, easier to hit. So maybe I'll hit over here just because it's a bit easier, and I'll have more of the green to work with from this side, I think.
Okay, if you say so.
Try that. No, that wasn't bad.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Kind of awkward camera angle there.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that they haven't come out with games now that probably couldn't have been made on more complicated older hardware too, though, right? Like, some of the strategy games they make are very complex these days, just because the amount of computer resources they can dedicate to adding elements to strategy is much greater than it used to be.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, like, I'm not ungrateful of the technological advancements. I'm just also somewhat bitter that the industry decided that they liked Flash, I guess, what do they call that? Something over substance.
Style over substance, yeah.
The industry, as a collective, decided it liked style over substance, and I just don't care for that one bit.
Yeah.
And as a result, I probably missed out on a lot of games that I actually really would have liked.
I don't know. I'm more of a, like, I discover a game that I really, really like, and then I don't play anything else except that one thing for, like, years. So.
Yeah. Well, in my defense, too, I have to say that when I was playing competitive fighting games, I probably also missed out on a lot of games because of that, because I was, like, playing fighting games as if it were, like, a full-time job, right? And I just didn't have time to do anything else. Between the job that I was working at the time and then playing fighting games, I literally didn't do anything else with my life. So, I probably missed out on a lot of things to that as well. But that's why we have the YouTube channel now, because I can play shit that isn't a fighting game, or if maybe I'll play a fighting game someday. I have to say, I still love fighting games, but... Aw, I am too far to the right. It's gonna go on bunker.
Oh, I'm just gonna do that ahead of time.
Yeah.
It took long enough to creep in there, though. It must have... I'm getting a mental image of the golf ball sprouting legs and crawling toward the bunker, right?
I hit that too hard. Oh, I almost hit Bertha!
Wow.
Poor Bertha.
Yeah, she hit the dirt there.
Yep. Alright, let's see.
Well, I know the probably one of the most complicated modern games that I've played is Cyberpunk, and you know, like it's a complex game with a lot of visuals, and also the way you build your character is pretty complicated.
Yeah.
And I was just starting to figure out how the perk system worked when they decided to completely rebuild the perk system so that everything that I had learned no longer applies.
Yeah.
So then I have to try and
rebalanced it.
Yeah, so then I have to try and learn it all over again. And it's you know, it's just tough trying to figure out what perks do even, right?
Yeah.
But that being said, at least the actual controls for movement and shooting and that kind of stuff, those things are all relatively simple, right?
Yeah.
And they're easy even for a guy like me to master because I'm not really a great gamer or anything like that, right?
Hey man, you're not bad.
I can run and dodge, and I can aim at stuff and shoot, and
I mean, you and I were watching somebody else play Fallout the other day, and they walked up to somebody and they unloaded the entire clip in their revolver and didn't hit them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's just the difference between taking your time to aim versus playing it almost kind of like an adrenaline shooter.
Well, the thing that I found is that even when you're under pressure, you have to resist the temptation to rush. Because even today I was playing and I was running my character that has one of those Mossberg 500 shotguns, right?
Yep.
And I was being fired on by multiple super mutants, and you know, like bullets are flying by me everywhere and that kind of thing.
I just put that in the water.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Probably fine.
But you know, the pressure was there for you. You feel like you want to try and really rush it and try and get as many shots back in return as possible. But instead, I kept my cool, and what I did was I went for headshots. And because with the super mutants with the game that I'm running, that's about the
yeah, because you have the souped up
quickest,
super mutants.
yeah, that's about the quickest way to kill them is to shoot them in the head, right?
Yeah.
And I also am a manual aim guy. I don't use VATS very much.
Because VATS reduces your damage.
Yeah. So anyway, I managed to take a couple of them out, in spite of the fact that, yeah, okay, I took a couple of hits and took a little damage, but, it wasn't so bad because most of the shots they took at me missed, and I only shot back, a couple of times, and the shots that I hit, fired counted, right?
Yep.
That's the biggest thing is you want to take your time and just make sure you don't miss.
Yeah, because bullets that don't miss count for more than bullets that do.
Yeah. And the same is true even if you're using automatic weapons too. Like fire short bursts and try and make those bursts hit, right?
Well, pin high middle of the green after a shank, that's not bad. I missed to the right, or the left, rather.
Oh.
I know, it's been a terrible round of golf today.
You're having a terrible round of golf today. But you had a terrible warm-up, too.
Yeah, well, see, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pars.
Yeah.
Those are all wasted opportunities.
Your putting has been just crap today. But the ordeal is nearly over.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
That's gonna be in the water.
Wow. Well, at least they let you drop on the fringe of the green.
Was your ball pink?
Did she say, was your ball pink?
Yep.
Oh, well, you're still gonna get the bogey.
I tried.
Don't you start crying.
Yeah, it's been an absolutely miserable round, hasn't it?
Yep.
After that good versus mode?
To look all right? I'll cook you sausages.
But I know that absolutely no game developers whatsoever will be watching us when I say this, but I say to game developers, keep your control schemes relatively simple and easy to learn.
And don't fix what ain't broke.
If you make them too complicated, then you will frustrate people like me and we won't play your games.
Oh my god.
Wow, you've been just terrible with that today. Wow. Oh, that was close. You almost hit that tree.
Well, at least I didn't hit the water hazard.
Yeah, well, you didn't hit that tree either. If you'd have hit that tree, you'd have been in a big trouble.
I'm sure it would have been fine. Oh god, that came up so high, even for a 3-iron.
That's the spot for me. Don't be scared, sugar. That's some
But
soft, baby.
you still have a chance for a birdie.
Well, I finished double digits.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it. I don't know, this whole round was just wasted opportunities. 4 pars? Is that what it was? No, 6 pars and a bogey. Ugh.
Yep.
That's 8 lost shots. I could have shot -18
Yeah.
this round if I'd have been on it.
When you're sitting there in front of your own computer or your own PS2 or whatever, you're going to have to practice a little bit.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It was just one of those off days. It's funny, too, though, because, you know, sometimes I have great days and sometimes I have off days. It's just an inconsistent thing.
Yeah.
Shogun level, which is way lower than Mighty. That was terrible.
Who wants to go to 40 Deuce?
Yeah, wow. Wow.
Oh, well, at least you still won.
Yeah, I got a longest chip-in record, too, of 8 yards.
But you didn't open up any back tees or anything, probably.
No, I don't think I did. Yep, I did.
Oh, okay.
So we don't have to play the front tees on this course again. Now we can work on some of our back tee courses that we've unlocked, and maybe even work on Bagpipe Classic too.
Yeah. Oh, well, hopefully you'll have a better time next time around.
Yeah, really. I'll need it.
Yeah, well, so what's the plan for next time anyway?
Well, I'm not really sure. I mean, we do have a new course unlocked. You and I could play some Bagpipe Classic if you want.
Oh, I hate Bagpipe Classic.
Or not. We don't have to.
I'll just play a 6-iron all the way through.
Oh, fuck. All right.
Well, anyway, I guess until then.
I'm RecV5.
And I am Sandman99.
Have a good one.